Hi guys, it's Luetin here, and I'm back for you today with a rare video of me actually doing some sniping action. Now, most of my long-term subscribers will know that sniping is something I've never particularly covered in huge amounts of detail, and that's because there aren't that many games where I actually run as a sniper. Usually this is because most teams that I play with, I find require me to play the role of someone who's up in the action all the time in order to try and push those public players forward. So that tends to be the role. I tend to fill in roles. That tends to be what I do. But as you can see right here, I'm sitting back and hard scoping. Now what this is going to be called today is kind of support sniper, is what I think of. And really what you're trying to do, you're not focusing purely on getting kills, but what I'm doing is focusing on the kind of hotspot areas, where the objective areas of where my team are trying to move towards, and I'm trying to provide some distraction and cover fire to help the rest of my team move forward. But you will also see that playing this role is not about just sitting back and getting hits. You can see I clip that guy here. Now, an important thing to know, I don't have my sensor down here because we're moving very quickly at this stage in the game, but I do listen and I can hear downstairs. There, this guy's getting taken out. I could hear some movement below me, and when you're playing as kind of like a hard sniper like this, you really need to be aware that people are going to be coming for you. And we all remember that video where I was sitting back and was not paying attention. Now I'm dropping my sensor down here when I can get it down, so that can cover my left hand side, and I'm just going to be doing some longer range sniping here, so at kind of about 2 to 3 times the distance that we were just working at that range before. Now the key to playing this kind of role, I think, is that what you want to be doing is moving, looking around, looking around, looking around. You don't want to find like one spot and then stay there, because I don't often play sniper like that. It's very, very limiting. You can see by moving around I'm finding more targets constantly. If you just stay in one place and look down a tiny little bottleneck, you'll find it very difficult to find targets. Now also you will note that I am very, very far away. I don't stay in this position for very long because it is such a long range position. It's very limiting and I can't help my team out to the max potential that I could. So we're going to move forward in a minute, but this is always a good little place to pick up our first couple of kills. And look, we're on 66 tickets, okay, so there's no need to kind of panic. I am aware that this tank is shooting over here, so you can see I'm being a little bit antsy. I'm just kind of staying back, just staying back, just staying back. I don't want to go straight into the action there, and this guy comes up, nice little shot right through the neck. So and at this stage I'm like, okay, I've got a couple of kills, but my team, you know, they're arming A, they're actually making some forward progression. My role could be much more useful if I actually move forward. So at this point we're going to move back to a different area of the map. And it's important to note that I generally will only take this role if I feel that my team can handle it, you know. And at the moment you see my team are very, very proactive. They're moving forward, they're arming the targets, they're getting engaged with the enemy. So I feel that there are enough people on my team to allow for me to do this. And don't be confused, alright? Although I often say that snipers don't necessarily have the biggest role in the game, they do have a role to play, and they can be very, very frustrating as an enemy, because when snipers are good is in a role like this, okay? If you have a proactive team that are constantly moving forward, a sniper can be absolutely frustrating, because a sniper, when all the rest of your enemy team are distracted, and you can see here, I'm not, you know, I'm marking targets, so I was marking that tank there. I'm constantly scoping in on different locations. Now I have cut small sections out of this video, guys, just to keep it moving, okay? So there's a few little clips that we move forward. Now look here, okay? No idea why that didn't connect with that guy there, but there's a few guys up in this building. I was aware of it when I was on the right hand side, but I kind of couldn't get onto them there. I'm trying to pick off this guy here who's hiding behind that little block. That building takes a hit, and then this one right here, look, he's got I was probably like a millimeter too low. I lined him up again, I hit the corner of the building, and then finally we finally get an extra hit on him there. So that was kind of an annoying one. But like I was saying, also I should just point out, as we move up on the left here, I misjudged some of my leading. Leading on moving targets is quite tricky, but you'll see I get a better shot in a minute on another guy. So I didn't quite get the action on this one. Missed him again right there, just fired a little bit too late. But we do get a third one up here. So anyway, as I was saying though, the support role of the sniper. When you have a proactive team like this, moving support snipers can be very, very irritating, because you see, I don't have to worry about people aiming at me constantly. There is no real threat to me because they're so preoccupied with the rest of my team moving forward. It means that I can almost pick off targets at will. They don't have time to really scope in on me. And you can see there's a guy over here, pick him off through there, and then there's more targets over on my right. Here's a better leading shot. Okay, so I shot ever so slightly in front of Ace there, managed to just clip him, pick him off there. So that was quite a nice little shot there to get that moving target through the building as well. But as I say, this role is really about support. It's about eliminating those targets. I can remember in Bad Company 2 there were so many situations like this where you would just think, oh yeah, snipers are not really causing too much of a threat. Before you know it, you're getting picked off by 3 guys, and it can be very, very frustrating. But it really comes to the fore in games like this where you have that progressiveness of your team. If my team were not pushing forward, if they were sitting back, now this is a huge mistake for me. This guy up on the right, should have spotted that guy up on the right there. He's really done me some damage. Wow, am I 12-0 there? Now, unfortunately, look, this is happening ever so slightly more often on my server. It tends to be by people, I have to say, who don't often distribute the best game skills. They don't often signify the core of Battlefield players. This guy was not so smart, even though I've already eliminated him multiple times in this game so far. But I have to say this was a hugely risky move, going up here. I was thinking I'm just going to get shot off this ladder, but I wanted to get up here, you know. But look, this guy... What the hell, seriously? Not so cool. I don't do the whole teabagging thing, but I do like to just let them know that I've come for them and got that little support. Anyway, back on with the sniping. So then we move forward onto the next base, and as I say, the very fact that my team are being proactive is the real key to this success, okay? If my team were not pushing forward, I would not be able to play this role. Now, something else that I often use snipers for, and I showed this on another video, snipers, I've got the high mag rounds, so is that what I mean? High caliber rounds, and so you can use them to destroy explosives like this, which can be very good for minefields. Okay, now this moves us on to another key point, which is my great philosophy of the willingness to be flexible, okay? When you're in a game of Battlefield, things will change, your priorities will change, and you can see we've dropped down a lot of tickets, 136 tickets here. This last base caused us some problems, and they had 2 tanks up, okay? They had 2 tanks up, so we really, really needed to deal with these. So I've changed out to Engineer to help my team deal with this threat. Get off the stairs, buddy. Okay. So by changing out to Engineer class, I was able to disable that tank. I was also got my automatic weapons, so I'm able to like drop my grenades and blah blah blah, get down onto here, deal with these guys, and pick up a lucky grenade, kill the guys that are trying to disarm, and it means I can generally cover the area better. But being prepared to be flexible is so key in a game of Battlefield. Things are going to change. Now, my sniper class that I was running before is not really helpful in this kind of close quarters, heavy armour environment. So it was required, alright? But at this point we made a push forward, got killed, and I was like, okay, now I can change back out to my sniper comfortably again. So now what I'm doing is the same as before. I'm providing pressure and sniper cover as well as recon spotting for my team at this range, okay? But again, the key here is to only do so. Look, my team are all moving forward strongly, alright? So at this stage I feel comfortable. We've got plenty of tickets, we've got 60 tickets. I feel comfortable that I can fulfill this role here without it being a detriment to my team. But if I feel the need to move up, change class, if we get to say we drop another 20 tickets and we really haven't made any forward progress, then yeah, I'm going to change my class, I'm going to help the team. I'm also talking to people, so they're letting me know how difficult a situation they're having on the ground, whether or not they want me to change up right now. Also note that I'm spotting around, constantly moving, looking. So I'm looking on the right, I'm looking on the far right. You sometimes get counter snipers up there. So I'm not just keeping my eyes focused on this one position. This car was a pain in the ass, I tell you, seriously. I was trying to shoot between this car and that the metalwork of the car was just a nightmare. Up here, if you're against this role, and again you may notice, I think it was one of my Thought for the Day videos, which was unpopular with people because they said I was contradicting myself when I wasn't really. I was just trying to explain things. But yes, this role up here, that by the B base, it can be very, very difficult. You want to watch out if you're a defender up there for people like me in this situation here who are sniping you, okay? Because as you know from watching this, I pick off quite a few targets. Look at this, I cannot hit this guy. It's driving me berserk, seriously. I had a few hits on that guy. Finally get one guy off there though. So again, we dropped about 20 tickets here, and this is the time where I start to ask myself, okay, you know, am I really being that helpful? Managed to spot this guy. I'm not going to be able to get a hit on him though. I picked off a few more targets up here, kind of losing range. Okay, second target up there. It's dropped a few more guys, but you can see my team are still struggling. They're not really making some forward progress as we would like. So at this point I decided, okay, I need to get in the game. So I changed up my class. And I have to say, I get handed out here at the end of the game. I had some unlucky situations. I had sort of 3 guys coming for me here. I couldn't make any forward progress. I've only got 1 team member, you can see. But, however, we're still putting the pressure on B, and that's allowed the rest of our team to move around and take A. And then as they obviously move across to A, they weaken B, and we have a tank or LAV coming up here on B. We've got Jizzler, he's going in for the arm on B. And it allows us to take that position because they're preoccupied with A. So we really have got the kind of rolling attack going here now. So that's been this one, guys. I hope it's been useful. A little look at my support sniper role. It's a role that I don't play particularly often, but I thought it'd be interesting. I got caught on the reload here. How annoying is that? Always going to happen. But I hope this has been good today to demonstrate a few little roles that I don't play particularly often, but that I do have experience with, because people often think that I just play one way, or that I always play tactically, or I sit back, or I support people, or whatever. So it's good to show a little bit of a different role there. I've got a lot of videos coming up, guys. Seriously, my voice is on the mend. It's not perfect. I have got Far Cry stuff coming up. I know people want that. I'm sorry I haven't been able to, but just my voice hasn't been able to support that at the moment. I've got stuff for Dust coming up. My review, which people may not agree about Dust. I've got more Crisis stuff on the way. The Crisis beta is coming out as well. More Battlefield, more Thought for the Days, lots of other stuff. Podcasts on the way, tech tutorials. So I've got all sorts of stuff. Be sure to check out my other channel if you haven't already, Luetin Gaming. It's in the sidebar. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.